All right, so I just finished yoga, right? And I ate avocados for breakfast. And it brought me back to this moment like years ago. This was at the very beginning of my healing journey, like right when I planted my acorns for the first time. And my oak tree is the only survivor from that round of acorns. I must have planted like 20 some acorns. But it's the only survivor. And what I was trying to do right before that was avocado seeds. And I don't think I actually managed to get them to germinate. I tried really hard. I did the toothpick method. I tried so hard to make sure the water levels were right, and they just never panned out. And that's when I went out and got the acorns. So we're being looped back around to this concept because after I finished eating these avocados, I saw the seeds and I was like, why not? I always wanted avocado trees. It was like my original plan. So I found another method that does not use toothpicks because I thought that me stabbing the avocado seeds was the reason it didn't work out. And that might not even be true, but that's what I attributed it to. So this is what we got going on. Indirect sunlight, it's not totally indirect, but I'm hoping it'll work. And I'm using netting from limes, from a lime bag. So I took the lime netting and I put it over the mason jar. I filled it up with water to a certain point, and they are sitting about halfway filled with water. Essentially, I'm just going to make sure it's topped off, change out the water pretty regularly, and hopefully these will germinate. And I'm not really anticipating both of them surviving, but if they do both survive, that's incredible. Absolutely fantastic. And I've got this little cactus baby over here too. And I don't know for sure that it's going to make it or not, but it hasn't died, and it's been in the soil like this for like 2 weeks at least. It was when my sister was on her cruise. About halfway through her cruise, I repotted her cactus. And when I repotted the cactus, it dropped some fruit. Oh yeah, this is my little, this was the gift from my niece. It's an air plant. His name is Bandit. He's an armadillo and he's fucking adorable and I love him. And then my sister's is this one, also a gift from my niece. But it's one of these guys that dropped off. And I'm trying to grow it. We're going to see what happens. All the other cactuses are looking pretty good. Look how big Uncle Iroh is. It's fucking giant. And this one's kind of like, it didn't handle the root chop as well, but it's alive. And this guy. So that's the cactuses, and then we got the baby cactus over here, and now we've got two little shavakadu seeds. And I got to figure out what I'm going to do with these limes now that I destroyed. Maybe I'll put them in like a Ziploc. I just won't seal it, and I'll put that back in the fridge. But I never thought of the lime netting. It's absolutely fucking incredible. I watched a video, and some lady was on YouTube, and she used onion netting, and I didn't have onions. I mean, I do have onions, but they're like in plastic. So I don't even think those are onions. Those might be mangoes. I don't know. But I never ever would have thought of using the netting. And I like that plan so much better. So that's what we're doing. We are germinating shavakadu seeds. And maybe this is a good opportunity to check on the lemon seeds. We've had those going for a while. This bag has grape and lemon seeds. And I don't actually see anything sprouting yet. I imagine whenever the time comes, I'll see roots. But this bag has all sorts of fun little seeds in it. But we're just waiting to see if it happens. My mom grows lemon trees, so that was the inspiration behind the lemon seeds. And the grape seeds was kind of like the kiwis. They were just there, and I was like, why not? Why not? You know? Every era deserves a seed, right? And typically, these plants, these seeds, represent relationships. And I've got a lot going right now that I'm not sure what they represent. Like the willow represents my ambitions for the future. At least that's what I think it represents. Because I saw the one over at the neighbor's and I really wanted a cutting of that tree. And even though I didn't end up getting a cutting of that tree, I got the same species. And the cherry blossom, which hasn't actually shown any growth yet, it represented this idea because I wanted a cherry blossom tree for the longest time. I tried so hard to get it, and I tried so hard to get dogwood cuttings, and like anything that I saw that looked like it could be a cherry blossom, I was like, oh, let's try it. And they just never succeeded. And this is another attempt at that goal. Because as we've said over and over and over again, things rarely happen the first time. Sometimes, and when I say sometimes, I'm going to go out on a limb and say most times, it takes multiple efforts before something can really come through. You have to try more than once. You have to be willing to not give up. And if it doesn't work out with this cherry blossom tree again, I'll try again. Maybe not immediately, but I will. And any of these seeds that it doesn't work out with, that's okay. But it's a chance. It's a choice, it's a chance, it's an opportunity. Which is exactly what we're here to do. So, I don't know if anything's going to come from these succulents, or these avocados, or these lemons or grape seeds, or this cherry blossom. But you know, it's worth it. Just for the adventure, just for the chance, just for the opportunity, just to mark the chapter. Because if they do survive, and I wind up looking at these beautiful trees, or vines, or shrubs, or whatever they are, years later, I'm going to remember exactly when this happened. I'm going to remember exactly when I planted them, what was going on in my life, who they represented, what they represented. It's a little wet. I should have put shoes on. But look at this. It's starting to get actual branches now. Still nothing compared to this guy, but we have promise. And this one, still very much alive, right? I don't know. It's looking a little brown. Well, we're not going to give up. We're going to hope for the best. And this has some little... It's got some seeds from the maple here. And I never really thought about keeping a maple tree, but it planted itself and it was an empty pot. So I'm thinking about just letting it happen. This one had the acorn, but it could transition to something else. These are some really resilient dill sprouts. And it looks like the chive may have finally gone down. We could still see more growth from it though. The kiwi is on full bounce back. It's actually beginning to grow more. It has more leaves coming out underneath as well. So far none of the other kiwis are sprouting though. Just this one. Kind of like the oak, where only one out of the 20-some seedlings made it. Even though many sprouted, not all of them could survive. It was the same with the holly here. I planted probably 5 or 6 shoots, and I had them like rubber banded together. And eventually, one by one, they all died, except for this one. And as soon as I tore it apart from the others, that is when it started to thrive. And look at all this new growth. I'm so excited. On the oak, who has a bunch of weird little leaves right now, but it's actually starting to make a lot of progress on that branch. It's growing outward. Whoa. Birds are happening. And the roses are coming up with a lot of growth right now too. As always, the roses always do. But the weeds, oh my god. My brother-in-law can't really weed whack or mow the lawn over